Some of our nation's finest answered the call of duty here in our nation's capital over the last 2 weeks to assist with the peaceful transition of power and make sure that it was, in fact, peaceful. These dedicated men and women in the National Guard have taken an oath to protect that bedrock document, the Constitution of the United States. And indeed, they have fulfilled that duty. Some of our very finest in the National Guard came here to serve from my home state of Utah. 321 troops that have discharged their duties with distinction and honor came from the Utah National Guard. The majority of Task Force Utah consisted of soldiers from the 2nd Battalion, 222nd Field Artillery, 65th Fires Brigade, also known as the Triple Deuce. Additional soldiers came from the 204th Maneuver Enhancement Brigade and the 19th Special Forces Group Airborne. I rise today to honor and thank these really selfless women and men. These past weeks, the Utah Guardsmen were stationed at the Madison building of the Library of Congress, just across the street from the Capitol. For many of these soldiers, it was their first time ever visiting Washington, D.C. Major Brent Mangum of the Utah National Guard remarked that as the soldiers were stationed at buildings, they saw these quotes on the walls, quotes from our founding fathers. And as they were working in these buildings, you could see them pausing during the day, reading the quotes, and then stopping to reflect on them. I myself had the great privilege in a couple of different groups to give some of these men and women a tour of the Capitol building before they left to go back to Utah. It was a great honor to meet and get to know these dedicated guardsmen and to learn from their stories and to see firsthand their caliber as people, and most importantly, perhaps, their visible commitment to the United States of America. This idea, this principle, this great land of ours, the greatest civilization human history has ever known, was something that they're independently committed to defending and protecting, even at the sacrifice of their own security and their own ease, which they would have otherwise enjoyed over the last couple of weeks. One of the most remarkable things about these citizen soldiers is the way in which they tirelessly serve their communities. And I say that meaning both inside and outside of their guard duty. My Salt Lake City office was lucky enough to have one of these fine young soldiers, Alfredo Lopez, as an intern a few years ago. Alfredo immigrated with his family from Peru at the age of 10, and they began to build a life here in the United States. In addition to serving the people of Utah in my state office, he's also on active duty, was on active duty with the Marine Corps before he joined the National Guard. Alfredo, in all of his endeavors in our country, has sought only to give back. He's grateful for his country and wants to make sure that it's a strong, safe, secure place in which to live. Another guardsman who is here, Jay Bartholomew, is a prison guard at the Gunnison Prison in San Pete County, Utah. The son of my friend Scott Bartholomew, a county commissioner in San Pete County, Jay has followed his family's footsteps to serve his local community. Other guardsmen in Utah are engaged in their communities in all sorts of ways. Some are teachers, some are firefighters, some are policemen, some are medical professionals, you name it. They've done it. And many have now answered the call of duty on the front lines of another crisis as our nation faces the current pandemic. These guardsmen have played a significant role in providing testing, moving and storing personal protective equipment, and other support missions to assist the Utah Department of Health's COVID-19 response. Now, Utah Governor Spencer Cox has entrusted them with another critical mission. The Guard will be on the front lines to help ramp up the delivery of vaccines in our state. The Guard has put together teams that can mobilize throughout Utah to deliver vaccinations and antibody infusions within a matter of hours and save a whole lot of lives and prevent a whole lot of suffering in the process. I've got no doubt that they will continue to administer this duty with dedication and with excellence, just as they do with every other assignment with which they're tasked. In everything they do, members of the Utah National Guard seek to serve and strengthen our communities, our country, and our state, and we're all better off for it. It's been such an honor to have these selfless men and women in our nation's capital. I've enjoyed getting to know them and look forward to visiting with them again soon, and I thank them for their service.